Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shell Point Today for Thursday, September the 29th. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. On today's program, Rita Southern will talk about the Fall Assisted Living Tea and Tours, and we'll hear more from Fitness Supervisor Hannah Hosterman about the upcoming fitness classes.
But first, we would like to remind you of a spectacular outing tomorrow. It's the Cirque du Soleil show, OVO. OVO presents the colorful ecosystem teeming with life, where insects work, eat, crawl, flutter, play, fight, look for love, just about everything, in a riot of energy and movement. Come and enjoy this fascinating take on the hidden secret world at our feet, but don't step on them. It's depicted in this fabulous show where you'll enjoy the athleticism, costumes, acrobatics, and more. Court pickups begin on the island at 6 p.m. and the cost of the adventure is $75. Make sure you sign up at either service desk.
This Sunday evening, there will be a special service at the Village Church as Peter and Pat Dice will be honored for 30 years of ministry within the church and the community. This will be a wonderful time of recollection and celebration, beginning at 6:15 p.m. A reception will follow and everyone is welcome to attend.
The Director of Assisted Living's Rita Southern believes that education is vital to making the transition from independent living to assisted living. Knowing the differences among the three facilities and when it's the right time to make the move is so important to the process. To explain further, here's Rita.
Hi, I'm Rita Southern, Director of Assisted Living and Resident Support Services. I'm known for having a bit of a passion for assisted living and believe that education is key to making a smooth and successful transition to assisted living. It is more than simply asking, what is assisted living or what size apartment am I eligible for? It is also about knowing what are the differences between the three assisted living facilities at Shell Point, and how will I know when it is the right time for me to make this move? You may also be wondering, what can I as a resident expect from Shell Point during this transition? And how do I even begin this assisted living conversation, and who is that conversation with? Throughout the year, we provide all Shell Point residents and their family members the opportunity to come to one or all three assisted living tea and tour events. A tea and tour event will be held in each of the assisted living buildings this month, giving you the chance to enjoy some light refreshments while hearing an informational presentation. You will have the opportunity to ask any questions you might have, and then following the presentation, we invite you to take a guided tour of the building with a case manager, including the opportunity to tour a variety of furnished resident apartments. The Arbor Tea and Tour will be held on Tuesday, October 18th at 9 a.m. The Springs Tea and Tour will be held on Thursday, October 20th at 2:30 p.m. The King's Crown Tea and Tour will be held on Wednesday, October 26th at 9:30 a.m. Feel free to sign up to attend the entire program for one of these dates. And if you are interested in just touring the other two buildings, you can feel free to RSVP as a tour only to the remaining programs. Space is limited for all of these events, so please RSVP today to 454-2077. We really are looking forward to seeing all of our Shell Point residents come out to one of these events. Thank you and have a great day.
Hannah Hosterman is back in the fitness center today to talk with the newest member of the team, Valle. Together, they will discuss the newest fitness classes, Pilates Fusion, ballet fitness, and more.
Hi, I am Hannah Hosterman, Fitness Supervisor here at Shell Point, and today I would like to introduce our new fitness coordinator, Valle. Anna, why don't you tell us a little something about yourself?
Sure, I'd be glad to. I'm excited to be here at Shell Point. I am a former professional dancer, retired, and I got into the fitness industry through dance and through Pilates. And I just love it, and I'm excited to be here to work with everybody.
Awesome, Anna. So what will you be doing here at Shell Point?
So one of my responsibilities is personal training, so I'm definitely available for that. And of course, I'll be teaching some classes in the afternoons, and I'm excited about that too.
Right. I also heard that you would be doing some complimentary fitness orientations for
Yes.
the residents.
Yes, and I love that because when people decide that they're ready to get healthy and they want to come work out, or maybe they're continuing something that they've done before but they haven't been to our health center here or our health club, then I love to take people through the machines, show them how they work, and what are some good ideas for circuit training for themselves.
Okay, great. So if a resident wanted to get involved with the fitness orientation, they would just call the fitness office and set up an appointment with you?
Absolutely. Yes, they can ask for me, or I'm sure any of us would be willing to do it, but I really enjoy doing that with people.
So Anna, you will be doing some personal training here and teaching some classes. Can you tell everyone what credentials you have in personal training? What experience you have?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Well, I am certified through the Athletics and Fitness Association of America and National Association of Sports Medicine. That's a lot of words, but those are some of the most well-respected certifying organizations, as you already know.
Certainly.
And so I do have credentials in personal training, and I have credentials in group exercise as well.
Awesome.
Yes, and I enjoy both.
Great. And Anna, can you tell us about the couple of classes you'll be teaching in the new Health Connections starting October 3rd and 4th?
Yes.
Tell me about the Pilates class.
Yes. So we're calling it Pilates Fusion.
Okay.
And it will be very much like a traditional Pilates class that maybe folks have already experienced in their past. But I'm putting a little something extra in there, which is why we're calling it Pilates Fusion.
Great.
I'm excited about it because I'm going to weave in some standing work in with some mat work. We're going to change it up just a little, just to add some variety. And that's on Mondays at 3 p.m.
And now tell me about the ballet fit class you'll be teaching.
So this is something new here at Shell Point, and I'm excited, Hannah, that we've been putting it in.
Right.
So starting in October, every Tuesday and Thursday at 2:45 p.m. And what we're going to do is use classical ballet as our foundation for the class.
All right.
It will be a fitness class, but it really will be a lot of classical ballet background. And you know, the nice thing about ballet work is it promotes grace. There is opportunity for expression, for joy, and for dance. But you don't have to have any dance experience to be a part of the class.
No experience is needed for this ballet fit class, so everyone is welcome to join.
That's right.
Well, great. Thank you, Anna, for stopping here today and introducing yourself. I look forward for everyone to meet Anna Valle, our new fitness coordinator.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Hannah. But I understand that you are teaching a class coming with the new Health Connections as well.
That's correct. We finally get to teach Yoga Fit starting October 4th. It's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 3:45 to 4:30. This Yoga Fit class is different from the traditional yoga. We will be going through traditional yoga poses. This class is meant for anyone. If you've never had yoga before, if you're experienced, everyone knows that you can just go at your own pace and do what you're capable of doing. We do have the ballet bars if you need assistance. You can use a chair if you're not comfortable with getting on the floor. And you can also use the yoga mat for the ones that are comfortable getting on and off the floor.
So, Hannah, how is Yoga Fit a little bit different from traditional yoga classes?
So Yoga Fit is different because there is no meditating going on in this yoga class. It's yoga for exercise. Like I said, you can use the ballet bars, you can use the mats, and you can use the chairs. Everyone is welcome to try it, and you can work at your own level, and it's great for residents, for all ages.
And what about the benefits of yoga? Because some people may never have tried yoga.
Right.
And they might be wondering, you know, what would it benefit me?
It's great for everyone because we're going to focus on the flexibility. We're going to focus on the strength and definitely focus on that core strength and really learn how to get into those positions and hold those positions. That's what we're really going to focus in on this Yoga Fit class.
That sounds great. It's going to be a great October through April for Health Connections.
Definitely, we are looking forward to it.
Yes.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Welcome to the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Dora Robbins.
And I'm Bev Chandley.
And we're here today to tell you about the activities that are going on here at Shell Point. We're going to start this morning at 7:15. It's Bend, Breathe, and Balance, and that's at the Health Club on the island. Men's golf is at 8 o'clock. That's at the Shell Point Golf Club. Also at 8 o'clock, we have pickleball at the game court on the island. At 8 o'clock, we have round robin tennis, and that's at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. We have the Paddlers Club. They leave from the kayak storage on the island at 8:30. At 9:15, we have shuffleboard at the shuffleboard courts on the island. At 9:30, we have current events, and that's at the game room at the Woodlands. And at 9:30, we also have ladies match play tennis at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. Introduction to beginning line dancing. That's at 9:45 at the Health Club. At 10:15, we have basic line dancing. That's also at the Health Club on the island. And here's Bev for this afternoon's activities.
Well, thank you, Dora. At 12:45, we're going to have Mahjong. That's played at the Library Lounge on the island. At 1:15, it's time for Samba. That's at the Resident Activities Center. Fun and Fitness will be at the Community Room of King's Crown at 1:45. At 2 o'clock, the Stamp Ministry will be in the Stamp Room down in the tunnel. Grief Share will be held in the chapel at the Village Church at 2:15. And the Springs Bible Study will be going on down at the private dining room of the Springs at 3 o'clock. Our seamstress will be here for her 4 o'clock weekly service. She'll be in the Osprey Room. And we have a 4:30 Alcoholics Anonymous meeting that's held in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. Pinnacle will be in the Library Lounge on the island at 6:30. And our final activity of the day is at 7 o'clock with Trailblazers Bible Study. That's at the game room of the Woodlands. Well, we hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Colette with your Academy information for Thursday. At 7:45 a.m., court pickup begins on the island for Academy on the Go #2 for Florida-style adventures at Billy Swamp Safari. Now, tomorrow we have a new class with Penny Modridge of Nautilus, and it's an Apple iPad e-cards class.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is a spinach, ham, and mushroom quiche served with home fries. For dinner, they have the Crystal Carving Board for $15.95. The soup of the day is garden vegetable. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is clam strips on a grilled New England roll with coleslaw for $7.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. After half a century of missionary service in the Congo's Ituri rainforest, my in-laws, Bill and Ella Spees, retired to California. Just a few years later, however, my father-in-law passed away prematurely. Ella, who needed care, chose to move to a nearby nursing home in the San Francisco Bay Area, where she had many friends. During the ensuing years, Nancy and I were located in Chicago, so Nancy was able to be in touch with her every couple of days by phone and visit 3 times per year to spend extended time with her mom and care for a multitude of personal needs. She kept in close touch with the nursing staff. And when we returned to ministry in Europe, Nancy continued to make 2 trips per year from Paris to San Francisco to care for her mother's needs. Eventually, Nancy's sister, Mimi, who had been serving in Ecuador, returned to the United States, locating near their brother in Denver. With Mom's memory loss becoming critical, it was then decided that Mom should move to Denver to be close to her daughter and son, both of whom were in medical work. Moving Mom was quite an experience, however. due to her frailty, dementia, and recent hip surgery. Nancy's sister Mimi flew west to serve as escort and recorded the event as follows. Seeing Mum's condition, the airline representative in Oakland kindly upgraded us to first class. We took our seats, and as the economy class passengers filed past her, Mum's gentle eyes greeted each person with warmth. It didn't seem to matter to her that most of her life was now filled with strangers, since Alzheimer's had distanced her from her known world. I soon sensed that the other passengers in first class were becoming uneasy about this person who didn't seem to fit in their company. Fair enough. Ella didn't look like them. Her hair, while clean, was pinned back in a less than fashionable style, but it was the winter coat that seemed the most out of place. Mum had been a missionary for 52 years in the steaming hot jungle of Central Africa. So anytime the temperature dropped below 80 degrees, she insisted on wearing a winter coat. After considering how I might explain the apparent difference between who Mum appeared to be and who she really was, I stood up and made an announcement to the first-class cabin passengers. Friends, excuse me. Please excuse me. Normally you have not had the privilege of traveling with a saint, but today this joy has been granted to you. My mother is a saint. Then I proceeded to explain. When the meal came, I stood to feed Mum, which could be tricky, because she would allow you to put one bite into her mouth uncontested, but the second bite always had to be explained. She would first ask you if you had eaten, and then assure you that there was always plenty of food for everyone. At that point, she might even start dividing her food so that you could eat with her. I thought back to the hundreds of people she had fed off her plate in Africa. How often I had seen her take food from our table to the patients at the mission hospital. This part of her work seemed to have given her so much pleasure. It was natural for her to make sure those around her had enough to eat. Over the years, many people have asked me why a loving God will allow Mum to suffer with Alzheimer's disease when she had served him so faithfully for so long. My heart had asked the same question. I don't know, but as I watched her doze off, I realized that in a way she was still doing the will of her Heavenly Father. I may never know the interaction that went on deep in Mum's soul, as God assured her that she was still loved by Him. Mum seemed content with the unexplained. When the flight attendant brought us a freshly baked chocolate chip cookie, I started to stand up again to feed Mum. But my seatmate stopped me. In a tender tone, she asked if she could have the privilege of feeding my mother the cookie. As she was doing so, she explained that just seeing my mother had made her question her own life's goals. Though very successful in her work, she wondered if this was all that life had to offer. It was a comfort to me that even though my mother was suffering with dementia, God was using her in some mysterious way to touch the lives of others. Well, that's the story. Most of it anyway, as Mimi told it. Mom and Mimi made it to Denver, where Mom settled into her new home. But within a matter of weeks, she made another journey. And this time she didn't need her winter coat. God called her from Denver to the place He had prepared for her in heaven, to be welcomed not only by our Lord, but by a host of Africans, both village people and pygmies. Good people leave an inheritance to their grandchildren, wrote King Solomon in the Bible book of Proverbs 13:22. Ella Spies left the family an exemplary inheritance, a rich legacy of example. As Billy Graham has observed, The greatest legacy one can pass on to one's children and grandchildren is not money or other material things accumulated in one's life, but rather a legacy of character and faith. So like Ella, let's leave our progeny with a legacy of character and faith. And thank you for tuning in to Village Church Connections.
Thanks for joining us today. On tomorrow's show, we'll check in on fitness instructor Ingrid Oliver, who will talk about the strength and conditioning classes. And we'll recap the top stories from this week. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, September 29th. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again on Here Tomorrow.